I blinked. I can't. I'm disabled. Don't give me that. Out, now. Before I could explain further, he yanked open the door, undid my seatbelt, and tried to drag me out like I was a sack of rice. My legs tangled on the doorframe. I screamed. He thought I was resisting. He slammed me to the ground. My back hit the asphalt. My wheelchair was still folded in the back seat. Malik came out of the store screaming, "Dad, he can't move. What are you doing?" Halverton shoved him away with one arm. Then it got worse. He radioed in backup, claimed I was combative, said I had a concealed weapon, even though I didn't have anything but a water bottle and a parking placard. They zip-tied me, face down, on burning asphalt, in front of my child. They didn't see me as a man. Not the wheels, not the skin, not the name. To them, I was a problem in motion, a threat with a tan and titanium. But I'm going to tell you exactly how I turned humiliation into reckoning. How one mistake from a badge-wearing bully ripped open a system, and how my family made sure he never forgot what he did to me. It started on a Thursday. Hot day. Georgia sun baking every inch of my forehead through the windshield. I was parked outside a convenience store, waiting on my son Malik. 12 years old, hungry for tacos. I had my music on low, a jazz station. The car was off, keys on my lap. I hadn't moved an inch. But then the cruiser pulled up behind me. Lights on, siren off. That quiet kind of harassment. I didn't panic. This wasn't my first encounter. I just kept my hands visible. The officer stepped out. Stocky, white. Name tag read, R. Halverton. Already scowling like I owed him a debt. License and registration. I'm reaching for it, officer. Just so you know, I'm paralyzed from the waist down. Been that way since... Out of the car. I blinked. I can't. I'm disabled. Don't give me that. Out, now. Before I could explain further, he yanked open the door, undid my seatbelt, and tried to drag me out like I was a sack of rice. My legs tangled on the doorframe. I screamed. He thought I was resisting. He slammed me to the ground. My back hit the asphalt. My wheelchair was still folded in the back seat. Malik came out of the store screaming, "Dad, he can't move. What are you doing?" Halverton shoved him away with one arm. Then it got worse. He radioed in backup, claimed I was combative, said I had a concealed weapon, even though I didn't have anything but a water bottle and a parking placard. They zip-tied me, face down, on burning asphalt, in front of my child. I was released 3 hours later. No charges filed. They said it was a miscommunication. But bruises don't miscommunicate. Neither do tears from a 12-year-old boy watching his father be treated like roadkill. They gave me a clipboard, a cold apology, and suggested I file a complaint. They didn't know who I was. See, I wasn't just some man in a chair. I was a man with family. And my family didn't forget, especially not my daughter, Amara, civil rights attorney, sharp as a guillotine, and my brother, Judge Lennox Pierce, who just so happened to preside over cases in Fulton County's Internal Misconduct Division. The moment they saw the body cam footage, Amara's hands shook. Lennox's jaw clenched. We weren't going to file a complaint. We were going to make history.
Unlawful use of force, violation of ADA protocol, endangerment of a minor, false arrest, malicious conduct, excessive force on a disabled citizen.
Amara drafted it like a sniper setting up a shot. She looped in the ACLU, NAACP, Disabled Veterans of Georgia, media outlets, influencers. Halverton's name started trending before the subpoena even hit his mailbox. You know what poetic justice feels like? It feels like rolling into a courtroom and watching the same cop who slammed you to the pavement try to button his collar straight in front of a black judge. Your brother. Halverton looked confused, a little pale. He recognized me instantly. But he didn't know Lennox. Yet, let it be known that any attempts to deny federal disability rights will be treated with the full weight of the law. He didn't smile. He didn't wink. He just let the gavel drop like thunder. The courtroom was packed. Reporters, advocates, law students, veterans, wheelchair users in the front row. Halverton's defense tried to twist it. They said he was concerned for his safety, that my movements were suspicious, that the officer had reasonable fear. Amara stood. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't dramatize. She simply rolled the body cam footage. There I was, calm, cooperative, hands in plain sight, clearly saying, "I'm paralyzed. I can't move." And there he was, yanking, dragging, ignoring, pinning, zip-tying. Then she showed Malik, sobbing, shoved away like he was debris. Amara turned to the jury.
My father fought to walk again for 2 years. He uses a wheelchair because his spine was shattered in a construction collapse, ironically building a new police station. And this officer treated him like he didn't deserve breath. Because he saw a black man and a parked car and made a decision. Not a mistake, a decision.
Halverton tried to plead stress, tried to cry. His lawyer said he'd faced personal trauma. But nobody was buying it. Not when Malik testified. Not when a bystander video went viral, showing the exact moment my body hit the pavement and my son screamed. Not when it came out that Halverton had 3 prior complaints for excessive force, 2 involving black teens, 1 involving a deaf man he pepper sprayed for ignoring commands. All cleared, all buried. But not this time. The ruling was unanimous. Liability for all charges. $2.3 million in damages. Termination from the force. Revocation of state peace officer certification. He was barred from working in law enforcement in any state, not even as mall security. His pension? Seized under federal civil rights penalty statutes. Amara made sure of it. I got emails from parents, veterans, disabled folks, strangers. Thank you for not staying silent. My daughter's in a chair. Your story gave her hope. We watched the hearing. My son cried. You're his hero now. You'd think losing his badge, his pension, and his name would be enough. It wasn't. Not for a man like Halverton, the kind who feeds on control like it's oxygen, who doesn't understand what it means when the air runs out. He thought the world would move on, but I didn't let it. See, I don't believe in revenge that ends with a gavel. I believe in a reckoning that echoes. Amara wasn't done either. She partnered with a civil rights documentary team to turn the footage, trial, and aftermath into a short film called Still Standing. It premiered at the Atlanta Black Film Festival and went viral again when the clip of Malik testifying hit TikTok. Over 3 million views. Under the comments, "This is the America they try to hide." That cop's face when the judge said, "Your brother." Priceless. The man couldn't walk, but he made the world move. Netflix offered a licensing deal. Amara made sure half the proceeds went toward free legal aid for disabled victims of police violence. Halverton's name was listed in the credits under former officer, proven guilty. Meanwhile, my brother Lennox quietly made a call to the state's POST council. He suggested Halverton's case be included in future ethics training. He didn't just become a cautionary tale. He became the textbook example. A year later, I got a call from a man named Rodney. He ran a private security firm in Savannah. Said Halverton applied using a fake name and falsified badge history. But Rodney's teenage daughter had seen Still Standing in her civics class and recognized him. They called me, asked if I wanted to press charges for identity fraud. I didn't hesitate. We took him back to court. This time, he had a court-appointed attorney and a faded dress shirt that looked like it hadn't seen starch in a decade. The judge didn't even need deliberation. 6 months of jail time. $5,000 fine. Registered in the state misconduct database for life. But that's not the part that stuck with me. No, what stuck with me was what happened 2 weeks into his sentence. A local journalist interviewed inmates about accountability and rehabilitation. She asked Halverton if he felt remorse. You know what he said? "They set me up. They ruined my life. I was just doing my job." The journalist forwarded me the raw footage. I watched it once. Then I called Amara.
Your Honor, given the defendant's repeated defiance of responsibility and his attempts to manipulate employers and falsify identification, we are requesting the court impose a permanent public record stamp, unfit for security, enforcement, or state-sanctioned service in any capacity.
The judge granted it. Now every time Halverton applies for anything remotely involving public trust, a school crossing guard, even a bus driver, the system pulls his record. Stamped, unfit. But karma doesn't always knock once. A few months later, a viral video started circulating. A middle-aged man in a diner off Highway 278, being thrown out by staff for yelling slurs at a young black waitress in a wheelchair. The man? Halverton. A bystander filmed the whole thing. It wasn't just embarrassment this time. It was national. News picked it up within the hour. Hashtags blew up again. Still standing. Wheelchair justice. Karma served hot. His wife got tired of him being in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons and filed for divorce. She won and left with their son. Just a few days later, Halverton was attacked by a group of kids who broke into his house. They beat him badly, spray-painted threats all over his living room, and told him they'd be back if he ever acted racist again. Now he lives in constant fear. I heard rumors he's planning to flee the state. Malik is now 13. He walks into class with his head high. Students recognize him from the film. He wrote a school essay titled, "The Day My Dad Couldn't Stand, but Still Fought Back." His teacher cried reading it. They asked me to come speak at his school. I did, and I brought my chair with pride. Thanks for watching.